blast, trading this short vol blowout and then buying the dip and nailing this, folks, trading around the 50-day moving average. But let me give you a brief so you understand this, and it'll make sense. So stocks are getting a nice rebound after yesterday's sell-off. Obviously, the new skipper of the Fed, Jerome Powell, gave rather... So the Fed minutes from their last meeting came out last week, and it was kind of dovish. It was very bullish for stocks. And yesterday, he kind of threw a little cold water on it, to be honest with you. But global earnings are still strong, a good-looking economic backdrop. But we're seeing a little bit of brown shoots, to be honest with you. Check out what happened this morning. So Wednesday, where are we? So preliminary GDP came out this morning. Remember, GDP comes out in, three types to be honest with you. Oop, there it is right here. It comes out in advanced, preliminary, and then final. Of course, only the government gets to answer something three times to try and get it right. But preliminary GDP was revised down, right? Let's kind of laugh here. A paltry 2.5%, right? The Barack Hussein Obama would have given his kingdom to have a GDP like this. So nice, stronger spending, but the revision was down. And then the Chicago PMI just came out to 6-month lows. So this is good news. Wait a minute, hold on, Wiz. So here's how you kind of define Bizzarro market. Good news is good news. Bad news is good news, and awful news is great news. So to be honest with you, folks, the revision down in GDP and a miss on Chicago PMI and some other stuff is telling the market that maybe the economy isn't overheating. Because using the Fed funds futures rate, about 37% of investors now expect the Fed's going to raise interest rates at least 4 times this year. And that's up from 28% a year ago. I think there's an 85 to 95% probability that we're going to see an interest rate increase in March. I mean, that's it. So here's the issue is, what a bad problem, or I mean, a good problem to have. That sounds bad. So one of the key issues that, people are trying to grapple with is the impact of the Trump tax cut. It's been phenomenal for companies, folks, and it's been phenomenal for people. Doesn't matter if Nancy Pelosi thinks it's crumbs, a nice limousine liberal living in a huge mansion in the Bay Area with a wall around it. And of course, it's going to be crumbs to somebody rich like her. I don't know how you get rich being a congresswoman. But anyway, stocks initially reacted positively to the tax bill, a boon for corporate earnings. But investors are now treading more carefully because with the additional spending, while unemployment remains at multi-year lows, will stoke inflation. Folks, for years, the past couple of years, we've been in a deflationary environment almost. Now we're going to be worried about inflation, and we'll go into a phase we call overheating. I think what came out today with the GDP revision down, some PMI miss, I think that's why the stocks are going up today, folks. So stocks went down yesterday on the fact that, crap, here comes the Fed raising interest rates. Everybody should know the Wall Street-ism. When interest rates are high, stocks will die. When interest rates are low, stocks will grow. Well, this ain't your father or mother stock market, folks. We are in some different trading. I can't stand people who look in the rearview mirror. 86, or this reminds me. This is, be present, folks, okay? Namaste, or, sit there with your legs crossed and meditate. Be present in today's market. You have to trade the market you have, not the one you want. The Fed raising interest rates because the economy is great should be bullish for stocks, right? I know of no person that's going to jump out of the stock market and go run over into government debt or bonds or munis or something like that. Our model portfolios are up nearly 50% year to date. That's 2 months, folks. If I were a hedge fund, we'd close and go to the Hamptons for the rest of the year. You don't even need to keep on working. We're having a blast trading this. We got long. We've been trading bullish and bearish double verticals on volatility. I mean, hell, we have a weekly options trade on Amazon that's up, another $12 today. So we placed this trade yesterday on AMZN, and it expires Friday, the 1497.5, 1495 bull put spread that expires Friday, risking $5,300 to potentially make $2,300, and that trade is now priced at we try to get 75 cents, so it's up 35 cents. Look at that, what's about $1,000 in a day, folks. $1,000, nearly a 45% gain in one day on this trade. That reminds me, if you're not a member here at TGO, this is the first time you're seeing this video, you need to head to, because we're going to do a full throttle launch next week. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft. So next week, I'm going to open the doors to my squadron for a full week of live trading and training. Ignore the dates, obviously. That was the last one. I got to you'll be one of the first ones to grab a slot here. We had an absolute blast during our full throttle in January. The people that have joined in January traded one of the most volatile markets. We printed money going through this thing, folks, and it's been awesome. We've been trading VXX, traded bearish double verticals, got bearish on volatility again. I'm going to teach you all this stuff next week, folks. So again, head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft, and you'll get access to a full week of live trading and training. Kicks off next Monday night at 8 p.m. But we also saw a durable goods tumble in January. So the macroeconomic data for a while there had been blisteringly good. Now it's, a little lukewarm. So that's going to be bullish for the market. They're going to sit here and say, well, crap, or not crap. They're going to say, good, maybe the Fed isn't going to be as prone to raise interest rates, going forward. They have room to, the market's expecting 4 rate increases, but if we get 3, it's going to be very, very bullish for stocks. We nailed this, folks. The FANGs. I told, back in October, I said the only FANG, so to speak, that you should be in, if you add another A here, Apple and Amazon, is Amazon. Facebook's a political beast. This dude has zero interest in meeting his fiduciary duty to shareholders. He'd rather just do good. You want to do good? Take your company private, man. Apple's losing Asia with $1,000 iPhones to competitors. Amazon should like this headline, but shouldn't government-wise. Amazon made $5.6 billion in profits last year, and how much did they pay in federal tax? You want to know how much my business paid in federal tax? It was a lot more than 0, folks. I can't stand this, but be very, very careful of the FANGs, especially when you see NBC News ain't no conservative bastion of truth. Silicon Valley faces make-or-break moment amid big tech backlash. Gone are the glory days of glowing praise and good PR for tech companies. Twitter's banning conservative speech. Facebook is as well. These things suck. Get out of the FANGs. The only one you should be in is Amazon. I'm going to brief all this stuff next week, folks. And we've been nailing it. We've been having an absolute blast, whether it's Iron Condors on Win or check out our Raytheon, a nice defense stock. Look at a 6-month chart on Raytheon. We have members. We got it right here after, what was it, 2 earnings ago? Right here, after a little bit of a pullback, this thing, an average of a 500% return by doing a long call diagonal and also doing front month bull put spreads and selling front month upside calls, and over 500% return in Raytheon. So, folks, I'm very passionate about what I do, teaching people how to trade equity options on their own. Folks, nobody cares about your money more than who? You. Not your brother-in-law, if he's not your, nobody, folks. So, obviously somebody wise once said, hey, teach a man to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life. So I'm going to teach you how to fish and trade options by applying fighter pilot methodologies to the market. It's awesome. All right, I gotta run. We have accelerated retirement today at 1 o'clock. A lot to talk about there. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft, and I'll see you guys for Thursday's market SITREP tomorrow. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.